Go ahead.
Now this 22nd January 2016 order passed by the Division of the Honorable High Court was challenged in the Supreme Court by the same petitioners. Now the petitioners filed a special leave appeal in the Supreme Court against the order of the High Court. The Honorable Supreme Court has heard the matter in detail and at length, and subsequently they have dismissed their appeal and sent back the matter before the High Court, and they've directed the High Court to decide a review petition that was filed by the petitioners, and the review petition was to review the order of 22nd January 2016. This is the Supreme Court order. Now finally, the review petition filed by the tenants was decided on 1st March 2016. Some of the vital points that the order states: on point number 12, inside the Honorable Court states, in such circumstances in review jurisdiction, recall of a consented order based on the alleged lack of consent by the parties is an impossible exercise. Given the limits of that, we proceed to dismiss this petition. We find that, this is a very important point that the court has observed, we find that this is one more attempt to avoid the invitiable. The invitiable being either inviting a demolition of the said structures or a voluntarily handing over of the existing structures for demolition as a part of the rehabilitation scheme. This being a deliberate attempt, we depreciate that such practices of filing review petition with irresponsible and casual allegations and arguments. Therefore, this review petition has been dismissed with costs and a penalty of rupees 1 lakh. The cost shall be paid to the statutory authorities and shall be recovered by the collector in the event that they are not deposited within 4 weeks. Now, in fact, this order itself, the court has observed that these tenants, now they are trying to stop the invitiable, which is the redevelopment, and they are making, with malified intentions, multiple attempts before the judicial and quasi judicial and other authorities to try and avoid and stall the project, which the court has clearly observed. Now, after this, there was order of the High Court dated April 7th, because these 3 to 4 tenants, along with some social activists, started illegally pressurizing authorities, that is the SRA, the Deputy Collector, the police. Therefore, my clients, that is Darisa Builders, filed a writ petition for directions in the Bombay High Court, and the order states, the third point number 3, which is the vital point, it clearly states that we hope that this process will now be completed, and ignoring any interference expeditiously and in accordance to the law, we expect the local police station to cooperate with the authorities if any demolition is proposed at the site. Now the demolition, this is the High Court order. Now after these orders, after this final April 7th order, the order of the Deputy Collector to go ahead with the demolition was issued. Now after that, what the tenants did is they started trying to politicize the thing by ignoring, and after going to the courts and after completing all the remedies that were available to them, and when they saw that all the reliefs and everything has been granted and it is neutral both in favor of the developer and in favor of the tenants, so they started with vested interests and malified intentions, started trying to politicize the whole thing. So on 21st April, the first attempt was made by the competent authority to go up to the project and to demolish the offending structures in accordance to the and as per the Bombay High Court orders. Now when the Deputy Collector and the SRA officials, when they went there, they were mobbed, they were attacked, they were assaulted, they were pelted stones at, and there was no adequate police protection for the competent authority at that point of time. Now the competent authority themselves, being a public servant and acting upon various judicial and quasi judicial orders and orders from the highest court of the country were actually insulted and abused over there, and they had to actually go back. It was a failure, and therefore the competent authority had to go back. Therefore, after that, finally the competent authority, that is the deputy collector's office, and the police themselves decided a date where the police could have adequate police protection to protect the competent authority from getting assaulted and attacked. Therefore, on 8 June, the competent authority, that is the deputy collector, came, and before they carried out the demolition, on speakers along with the police, they explained the orders, they explained everything, and it was after that when these few tenants went to assault the collector's office is when the police, in order to protect the collector, had to actually arrest these people and take them to the police station. So that was the case. Now secondly, about serving notices, registered ADs and notices have been given not once but multiple times to all the tenants, and the same, there is absolute there are copies and all proof is there, which I'll just show you if you give me a moment once I look for the papers. Yes, you see, these are copies of registered ADs and posts, and already sent to them and informing them, Department of Post, to each and every tenant about the demolition. So their allegations that no notice was served to us is completely false, baseless, and another attempt to sabotage the redevelopment. And coming to this social activist, Ms. Aftab Siddiqui, who has been manipulating the court orders, when the court orders clearly mention in favor of the redevelopment, she has been going to different offices and trying to give a wrong interpretation of the court order, thereby clearly being in contempt of the court as per the High Court and Supreme Court orders. Now, what vested interest she and malified intention that she has, we are not aware of. But when it comes to the 3 to 4 tenants that she is supporting, as I said, one is stated before, one is Miss Anita Pinto, who has a 2-floor illegal structure, and it is the greed basically of these 3 to 4 tenants. That is, what they want to do is they want to try and delay the project so they can try and get my clients on their knees to give them what they want. Now what they are asking is completely not only is it not in accordance to the law, but it's completely with malified intention and motivated intention, because the order clearly states that each tenant, as per the SRA law, must get 269 carpet permanent flat, which we have agreed to give. Secondly, each tenant who is eligible and declared patra on the annexure 2 document must receive rent of rupees 15,000 per month for a period of 2 years, which of course my clients have agreed, and each and every point that the High Court has stated, my clients have complied with and are willing to comply with, even for the opposing tenants. Therefore, in the past week, we have been trying to mutually call the tenants to come, that is the 3 to 4 opposing tenants, to come, sit on the table, sign the agreement and say what they want, because end of the day we want redevelopment. And if you see this slum that is located in Khar West SV Road, it is a very claustrophobic area. Tomorrow if there is any emergency or any fire or anything that happens, the blame goes on the same authorities. The blame comes on the developer, that what was the delay for. So all these things need to be noted. Today if you read the newspapers, in the last week, the first place that is getting flooded in Khar and Bandra is Khar SV Road. Today, why is that happening? Because Mumbai is an island city. We are an island city. There's water on all sides. SV Road is a low-lying area. Therefore, we need development around in order to try and upkeep the area and ensure proper hygiene in the area. So all these points should be noted, and these tenants, 3 to 4 tenants with vested interests, must now actually they must just finish their protest, and they should come forward and say what they want, and we are anyways ready to comply with all the points of the orders.
All right, so
That's it.
okay, thank you. In the current situation, okay, so how focused are these people to come and meet you all?
Well, in the current situation, it seems that there is some vested interest that is backing them. So at this point, even after calling them multiple times, they don't seem very interested. However, my clients have on record got 89% consent. Out of 47 tenants, we have got 89% consent. Therefore, we have gone ahead, and the competent authority has gone ahead with the laid down procedures of the law. Now we are waiting for these tenants to come so we can sign the agreement and complete this.
In the event that does not materialize, probably you all are still trying it out, but in the event if it doesn't materialize, are you reaching out for the external obstacles that are preventing this project from going on?
Absolutely. For that, we will have to take the office of the deputy collector and SRA into the picture, because the SRA law is very clear. It is the SRA that ensures that everything comes to these tenants. That is why the authority has been formed. So we are hoping that the SRA and the collector issues them a notice, and to come and to cooperate with us for the development, and to take whatever their legal and rightful amount and other things are.
So is there a set timeline, as such is set, like...
You see, as of now, we have not set any timeline, because we are actually going slow, and we are waiting for the 3 to 4 opposing tenants to come to us. And how long? We can wait for another week or so, but how long do you expect the developer also to delay the project? Because we cannot jeopardize the whole project and the interests of the 89% consented tenants. We have to go ahead with it. Hopefully, in the future, if they do not come, we will have to take the help of the competent authorities and the police. Because what is right now happening is, this delay that is being done by the opposing tenants is actually affecting the consented tenants, who are the majority tenants.
So the offer is
Which
still
is
open?
extremely unfair. Yes, of course. As per the court orders, they have complete right, and we are legally and bound to provide to them what the court orders have stated, and we will do that. But they have to come and they have to agree, and it has to be mutually done.
All right, at one junction, Mr. Karnani, you categorically expressed about a particular activist being in here.
Absolutely.
And so have you reached out to this activist?
Yes, my clients have tried to reach out to this activist, but it seems, and it appears to me that for political gain or for some media attention, this activist is continuing to kind of influence these 3 to 4 tenants to stay back from coming, because for her personal motives and agenda, which is no concern or relevance to us, she's continuing to, with nullified intentions, to try and stall the redevelopment.
So where do you think is the threat?
Well, she's not a threat at all, because she has no locus standi, and she's a third party. And also there is already a contempt petition by my clients pending before the Honorable Bombay High Court against her and against the other authorities who had not cooperated with us. So that is it.
Okay. Thank you very much.
All right.